Hello, this is the solution for our exercises for hyperbola and systems of linear equations. Number 1, let us sketch the graph of this hyperbola with this equation. Label its center, vertices, and foci. And let us recall that if you have a hyperbola of this form, yung minus ang titignan. So, yung minus na kay y, so the hyperbola is horizontal hyperbola. And the center is HK. That's why in this case, let us rewrite this one. So, this is x minus negative 3 square over 16 minus y minus 0 square over 9 equal to 1. So, ibig sabihin, our center is HK, negative 3, 0. Yung katabi nung minus yung titignan. And then we have a square equal to 16. B square equal to 9. Which means that A is 4, B is 3. And the relationship between A, B, C, if you have a hyperbola is C square equal to A square plus B square. So let us compute for C square. C square is equal to A square plus B square, which is 25. C square is 25, so C is 5. Let us sketch the graph. So the center is at negative 3, 0. So x is negative 3. I think I have to move my y-axis somewhere. So 1, 2, 3, negative 3, 0. This is your center. And then you have a horizontal hyperbola. So the distance from the center to one vertex, that is A. That's why magmo-move tayo 4 units to the left and to the right of the center. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. I need space. Okay. And then we have to move B units upward and downward from the center. Okay. So 3 units upward and downward. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hala, I need space. So we have to draw our imaginary rectangle. Hala, ang laki naman nito. 3 lang pala, 3 only. 1, 2, 3. So the imaginary rectangle will serve as your guide when sketching the graph of your hyperbola. Okay, and then connect the opposite vertices. This will serve as your asymptote and also your guide when sketching the hyperbola. Okay, so your hyperbola is horizontal. So this is your hyperbola. Yung naka-violet. Drawn in violet. So that is x plus 3 square over 16 minus y square over 9 equal to 1. And let us label the vertices. So these are the vertices. Let's call this one V1 for vertex 1. So it's at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Negative 7, 0. Vertex 2 is at 1, 0. So nasa ng focus? So the focus is C units from the center. And collinear yan, ang vertex, center, at focus. So yung focus mo somewhere nandito. Kapag sa hyperbola. Okay. How many units away? We have 5 units. Kailangan ko na naman ata ng space. Ito yung mahirap when sketching the graph of a conic. You have to adjust your axis accordingly. Which is ganun talaga, no? Bura-bura kayo pag sa papel. That is normal. That's why you need to have scratch paper for that. Okay, so vertex 1, focus 1. So how many units away? 5 units from the center. This is the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is one focus. And the other one is here. So F1, the coordinates is negative 8, 0. F2, the coordinates are 2, 0. Ay, meron na. Label its center, vertices, and foci. So there you have it. So that is the graph. So yun lang naman yung importante, center, vertex, and foci pag pinapalabel. So let's proceed with number 2. Number 2 is the reverse. It's like you're given the parts of a hyperbola and then you get the equation. Determine the equation of a hyperbola having these 2 points as its foci and has a conjugate axis of length 3. Nasaan ba ang conjugate axis? This is the conjugate axis. Itong buo. The whole. And this is the transverse axis. Transverse axis is from one vertex to another vertex. So let's have a rough sketch of this para madaling makita. So ganun ako pag nagsosolve ng conic, dinodrawing ko muna siya. So we have plus minus 2, 1. Nasaan yun? So this is F1 and this is F2. So sabi natin, the foci, transverse axis, center, and the vertices are collinear. So the rough sketch of our graph, parang ganyan siya. Something like that. Okay. So from there, kapag alam nyo na yung orientation, yun lang naman ang importante. You should know the orientation first. Malalaman mo na yung equation. And then substitute H, K, A, and B. So if you have a horizontal hyperbola, the equation is x minus h square over a square minus y minus k square over b square equal to 1. So, hyperbola, that is symmetrical. Right? So the midpoint of F1 and F2 is the center. So what is the midpoint of F1 and F2? F1 is negative 2, 1. F2 is 2, 1. So obviously that is, hindi siya obvious. Sige, gawin na nga lang natin. So we add, divided by 2, 1 plus 1 over 2, or 0, 1. So this is our HK. So this is the HK that we want. So that is the center of your hyperbola. You already have HK. And then next, Mm-hmm. We have to find A and B. But from the problem, sinabi niya, conjugate axis of length 3. So what do we mean by the conjugate axis length 3? So meaning the length of this part is 3. B is the half of the conjugate axis. So yung B natin is 3 divided by 2. So that is half of the conjugate axis. So wala tayong A, no? We don't have A yet. But we can find C. C square, which is A square plus B square, right? If you know C, you can compute A from this equation. Anong interpretation natin ng C? C is the distance from center to focus. So our C is 1 unit, 2 units. And then plug it in here. What do we get? 2 square equal to A square plus 3 over 2 square. Kahit A square na lang yung isolve nyo because you need A square here. So 4 minus 3 over 2 square is A square. Or A square is equal to 4 minus 9 fourths, which is 16 minus 9 over 4. 7 fourths. So that is A square, not A. Yun yung ilalagay natin dito. Okay, so ano ito? What is x minus h square? So x minus 0 square divided by a square is 7 fourths minus y minus 1 square because k is 1 divided by a b square. What is b? B is this one. So 3 over 2 square 1. What is 3 over 2 square? That is 9 fourths. And there we have this equation. So that is the answer for number 2. And finally, for number 3, system of equation na ito. So we have a 3 by 3 system here, 3 equations and 3 variables missing. Give the solution set for the system of linear equation. And you check that your answer is correct by substituting it to the given system. So ang technique, if you have a 3 by 3 system, you get 2 pairs of equations from the given 3 equations. And in these 2 pairs, you eliminate the same variable. Okay, so that is the first step. Let's do that. So let's try 1 and 2. 1 and 2. We will try to eliminate any variable that you like. But let us try to eliminate z. So equation 1, kopyahin natin. And then equation 2. Okay, so how do we eliminate z? Kailangan same yung coefficients nito, no? Or pwedeng opposite yung signs. And then you can just add or subtract depending kung ano yung magpapa-cancel dun sa z. Okay, but first, kailangan same yung coefficients or opposite yung signs. So what I will do is I will multiply this equation by 3. So times 3. Okay, what will happen? We will get 9x plus 3y plus 3z equal to 3. And then copy the second equation. And then, you can subtract. So, you subtract, nilalagyan ko ng, I put a parenthesis to avoid confusion because other students nalalagay nila dito yung negative, no? So, nagiging negative 2x, nagkakandalito-lito na. And when you have that subtraction sign, you subtract from above. Okay? So, 9x minus 2x is 7x. 3y minus 2y is y. 3z minus 3z, wala na siya. And then you have 3 minus 7, which is negative 4. So we are done eliminating z. So you set that aside. So isi-save natin yan for later. Okay, and then pick another pair. As long as it is not 1 and 2. You can pick 1, 3. You can pick 2, 3. It depends on you, whatever you like. But I would like to pick 1 and 3. For convenience. Why for convenience? As you shall see as we go along. So we are eliminating z. To eliminate z, you can add or subtract equations, right? But in this example, I will add them from top to bottom again. Okay. I want straight lines. You add them. What's gonna happen? 4x minus y. Z plus negative z, they cancel out. 1 plus 3 is 4. And here we have these two equations. So, yung dalawang equations na nakuha natin, the two equations that we obtained, collect them and solve them just like you are solving 2 by 2 linear system. So, 7x plus y equal to negative 4. 4x minus y equal to 4. And try to eliminate one variable. One at a time only. I think in this example, it is easy to eliminate y, no? Because if you add the two equations, y cancel out. So for this one, we have 11x positive y plus negative y is 0. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. So divide both sides by 11, you get x is equal to 0. And how do you get the other variables? So we will work backwards. So if you already have one value, you choose an equation which has two variables so that you can solve for the other one. So you can simply pick this. You can simply pick this one or this one. But I want to pick this. Okay? So, if x is 0, 4x minus y is 4. So, 0 minus y is 4. So, y is negative 4. And then finally, you pick an equation which has 3 variables in it. Kahit sino dyan, any one of them will do. Let's try to pick this one. And substitute x equal to 0 and y equal to negative 4. So we have 3x plus y plus z equal to 1. 3 plus 0 minus 4 plus z is 1, which is negative 4 plus z is 1. So z is 1 plus 4, which is 5. So you already have this x, y, and z. So the solution will be a triple of the form x, y, z equal to 0, negative 4, 5. So, ang ibig sabihin lang nito, magkakasama yung tatlong yan. So, this particular x, y, z will satisfy the given system. Okay, let us check our answer if it is correct. So, the answer is correct if it satisfies all the equations. Okay. And how do you write the solution set, by the way? So if you want to write it as a solution set, you just place them inside curly braces. Or sometimes ganito siya sinusulat. The set of x, y, z such that, or pwedeng ganito na lang. Just to indicate that the first component stands for x, the second component stands for y, the third component stands for z. Okay, we proceed with the checking part. So at equation 1, let us plug in this value here. So 3 times 0 plus negative 4 plus 5, is it equal to 1? The answer is yes. For equation 2, 2 times 0 plus 2 times negative 4 plus 3 times 5, is it equal to 7? This is negative 8 and this is 15. Negative 8 plus 15 is 7. Yes. And then finally, 0 minus 2 times y minus 5. Is it equal to 3? Negative 2 times negative 4 is 8. Minus 5 is 3. Yes. And as you can see, this particular xyz 0, negative 4, 5 satisfies all the equation. Therefore, ito na yung sagot natin. This one. So there, thank you very much. Sana nakuha niyo ito. So you can ask me on Discord if you have questions. Goodbye!